Hello guys and welcome here to the GCN All-Star Showdown. It is Wednesday night. We are prepared to determine who will advance to the All-Star Race tomorrow night. I'm Brian James and I'm proud to bring you coverage of this special first ever GCN All-Star Showdown presented by the Jello Cup Series. So we are ready to bring the action to you here from Riki Raceway up in Canada. This track, very special to us here at GCN. As you know, in my past, we ran a Tax Slayer Cup Series, and this was always the championship race. So, of course, to come back here for the first time with the new series, it's very special. This series is not run the Riki Raceway, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. It's a very narrow super speedway, a very short one, but there are restrictor plates on this track, so these guys are going to have to be prepared for that. Also, there's no room for error. If you hit those walls, they are not forgiving. These guys are going to want to be very careful, but of course, there are only 3 10-lap segments, and these guys need to win one of those segments in order to advance to the All-Star Race. And they're aware of that. They are aware of what's at stake. And they're definitely going to want to do whatever it takes to get to the All-Star Race tomorrow evening. But starting on the pole, now keep in mind, the starting lineup was not randomly drawn like normal races. The starting lineup was determined by owner points. So the first 23 cars are determined by owner points. The then 12 of the one race contract drivers, 12 of them that are in this field, it was determined by who signed up first. So they will make up positions 24 through 35. But Dylan Young, he is the points leader. He has yet to win a race this season. He will lead the field to green for segment 1. And to his outside, I believe he is third in the points without a win. It is Dan Hummel in the 25. A lot is at stake in this showdown. 3 chances to advance to the All-Star Race. Who will advance will be the big question. And we're about to find that out, as this is GCN, or this is the All-Star Showdown here on GCN. Let's roll the intro and we will be right back with your starting lineup in just a moment. Through turn 4. Does 24 have enough? It's going to be a drag race to the line. Here we go. The starting lineup will be presented on the left-hand side of your screen. Again, I remind you, it is set by owner points. There are 3 10-lap segments in this showdown today. The winner of each segment will retire after their win in order to preserve the car for the All-Star Race. The pace car is off. The anticipation is over. Dylan Young and Dan Hummel, they will lead us to the green. We are underway for the GCN All-Star Showdown. Off into turn 1. See, it's about dead even. And Dylan Young finally gets the advantage. He's got Charles Sanford behind him. And don't rule out those one-race contract guys. They got 3 segments to get to the front. And here goes Charles Sanford for the lead. He will take it on lap number 1. And they should not have to pit in this. I tried to make it that way, as Charles Sanford will lead the opening lap. Keep in mind, as it was mentioned, there are no points at stake in this All-Star Showdown. The only thing at stake is an All-Star Race bid, which also holds no points. But for the All-Star Race, there are reserved rides up for grabs. And that's another thing these guys are battling for, to get into Season 6 of the Jello Cup. And Sanford goes down to block. He's blocking the 15. Behind them, you're starting to see some of those one-race contract guys make their way to the front. As Sanford will lead this lap, but it will go to Nonigan Scott this time. Excuse me. And Nonigan Scott will take the race lead in the 15. 65 Rihanna G. He moves to second. Here goes Hillary Sanchez. It's surprising that she has to race her way into the All-Star Race, but her teammate is already in. Keep in mind, Patrick Smith, her teammate, is the defending champ. That is how he got in, as well as the win at Homestead. Hillary Sanchez has not won in season number 5 so far, so she is looking to make her bid into the All-Star Race. But Nonigan Scott hangs on to the lead for now. Kevin McHugh, he is closing. Now keep in mind, this is the same super speedway package we used at Daytona and Talladega so far, as well as Pigs Creek. So these guys very familiar with this setup. At least the regulars are. The one-off guys might not be. So they have a little bit of kind of an air bubble between these cars compared to previous seasons where they were bumper to bumper entering the corners. So obviously a little bit more room for error. As Nonigan Scott still leads, Ahmad Mihailovic is coming to the front in a hurry. Here comes Casey Naneko. And normally these guys are all go or go homers. They are all into the show for this week. And here goes Naneko. He will take second, maybe, with help from the 66. It is shocking that we won't have manufacturer alliances here with 5 to go. And keep in mind, there really shouldn't be anyway in this race because they are all bidding for one thing, to finish first in each segment. And so far, Nonigan Scott is dominating. There goes the 16 to the bottom. That's Tyler Faden. But you got 2 Fords behind Nonigan Scott. Now here goes Riki Johnson. He wants that second position. Now keep in mind, there is no overtime in the All-Star Showdown. There will be in the All-Star Race if we need it. And guess what? Here come the one-race contract guys. That did not take them long. Here comes Kyle Brown in the 62 trying to make his bid. But Riki Johnson looks for the lead with help from the 62. Will he get it? Yes. Riki Johnson to the race lead. As we come to 3 laps to go, here comes the 45 of Arthur Smith. He's another one of your one-race contract guys, trying to make his bid for the All-Star Race. What a run for this Nice Motorsports team. Normally a truck team, they're giving it a go here at the Cup level for the Jello Cup. And now they'll look for the lead. Here goes Arthur Xavier, rather. Sorry, I'm still getting used to names. Arthur Xavier to the lead. And behind him, a veteran of the series. He missed out on the Season 5 cut. Richard Kinghart. He is a 2-time Championship 4 driver from Season 3. He was a near Championship 4 driver in Season 4. And he wants his shot at the All-Star Race. Also up ahead is that 99 of Nate Rattray, a former series veteran. He also missed the cut for season number 5, so it is unfortunate for those guys, but they do get a one-off here with ThorSport in a collaborative effort with Roush Fenway Racing. Now here come the series regulars. The white flag, 1 lap to go for Arthur Xavier. Can he hang on? To the inside. And here goes the 20. That's Dylan Ibrahimian. He takes the race lead away. Keep an eye on those Chevys behind him, though. There's the other Nice Motorsports Chevrolet of Christian Vargas. And I don't think he's going to have enough momentum. Through turns 3 and 4, Dylan Ibrahimian will punch his ticket into the All-Star Race. He wins segment number 1 here at Riki. Christian Vargas, he will start first when we restart in just a moment. The caution lights are on. And we are under caution here now at the end of stage number 1. Anyway, congratulations to Dylan Ibrahimian. He will not be in the next stage of the All-Star Showdown. And we will be right back in just a moment when we get things restarted for stage 2 here from Riki. Welcome back. We get ready for stage number 2. It'll be Chris Vargas, Dan Hummel, Arthur Xavier, Dustin Davis, and Joshua Saculli. They will lead us back to the green. Segment 2 is underway. We almost saw the 45 of Arthur Xavier win segment 1, but then Dylan Ibrahimian stole it. And Dylan Ibrahimian is on to the All-Star Race. Who will join him now? As the 2 Nice Motorsports Chevrolets, they are drafting bumper to bumper. And now here comes Richard Kinghart. And technically a third Go Fast Racing Ford right there. He's doing everything he can to that bottom lane. I thought he'd pull out and try to make it 4 wide. He thinks a little better of it as Christian Vargas will lead the lap. Here comes the 99. And that is Nathaniel Rattray. He is a former winner in this series. He goes to the inside. And he will take the race lead away. Nate Rattray, the new leader. Will that be short-lived? We saw a lot of clean passing in the first segment. And now we're seeing some door-to-door action behind these guys. Nate Rattray still leading. He started out his career in that 99 car, but it was in a conjunction with Go Fast Racing and Roush Fenway. Now he's with ThorSport and Roush Racing. Driving a Haviland car. Something we haven't seen, I don't think, ever in Jello Cup competition. So that's surprising. You see the 62 up there, that's Kyle Brown. And driving the Beard Motorsport Chevrolet, he is about to get passed by Usman Hamid, and here come two of the Rick Ware Racing Chevrolets. Keep in mind, 3 Rick Ware Racing cars are making their bid to try to go to the All-Star Race. Jeff Scott and Usman Hamid, the series regulars, being the two at the forefront of this. Then there's also the 27 of Karen James, who's in a one-off. She is a Carvana wildcard veteran, trying to make her presence known here. Here comes Dylan Young. He's got to run to the inside. And now he's got Max Anderson back there in front of him, as well as Kevin McHugh. Usman Hamid is bumper to bumper with Nate Rattray here. And these one-off guys, they don't care about anything else except winning here. They would love to steal one in the All-Star. And now here comes Max Anderson, the Wood Brothers Ford. Will he make a run? Jeff Scott now making a run to the inside of the 21. No one's really able to make a run at this 99 yet. They just haven't built up the momentum to do so. It's rather surprising. Here comes Dylan Young. Can he make a run at the 99? He's got help from behind from Winnie Calhoun in the 89 for Shepherd Racing Ventures. They, of course, in a technical alliance with ECR for this event. A good run going for that 89 group. He's got a few of the Childress aligned Chevrolets lined up behind him in the 13 of Steve Morgan and the 31 of Tyler Rattray, another one-off guy in a Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet. We got 4 to go. Can anybody stop Nate Rattray? A lot of the one-off guys here, but here goes Steve Morgan. And Tyler Rattray was debating helping him or not, and he finally decided, I guess so. He's kind of a teammate. Here goes the 13, Steve Morgan. He's looking for the lead with 3 to go, and he's got the help. He's going to get it. Here comes the 96 of Charles Sanford. I think he may be in the best position to make something happen. As he goes to the inside with Ahmad Mihailovic in the 66. I can't speak today. Now Charles Sanford, he wants to make his bid. But so does Ahmad Mihailovic. Keep in mind, Ahmad Mihailovic is last in the standings in the Jello Cup. So for him to get into the All-Star would be huge. 2 laps to go, and here he goes for the lead. And the 13 will shut the door. Rusty Potts is also up there. He's toward the bottom half of the standings. Another one who would love to get in. Now here comes the 9, a Rusty Potts. He's looking for second. Ahmad Mihailovic looking for the lead. Casey Horton is also back there. Don't rule out Casey Horton in the 78. As we come to the white flag, it'll be 1 lap to go. for Ahmad Mihailovic in the 66. Here goes the 9 of Rusty Potts. To the inside. And the 9 will likely take the race lead away. Rusty Potts, the new leader. Can he hang on, or will Casey Horton make it a challenge? And I think Casey Horton will. Casey Horton to the inside will take the race lead away in the BJ McLeod Motorsports Chevrolet. Through turn number 4, we've got a one-off in the All-Star Race. Casey Horton wins stage 2 as the caution flag flies here at Riki. And who said the one-offs wouldn't get in? Casey Horton pulls off the upset and will join the All-Star Race field tomorrow night. Congratulations to Casey Horton. A job well done. And Scott Upton will start on the... or he will restart in first when we get going once again in just a moment here. As we'll be right back with stage number 3 in just a moment. Here we go. One last chance to make the GCN All-Star Race tomorrow night. Who will join Casey Horton and the 20 of Dylan Ibrahimian? We're about to find out. Scott Upton, Rihanna G, they're the front 2, and they'll lead us back to the green here at Riki. And you notice now, the top 5, they're made up of series regulars. But of course, I think right now, any alliance that you have goes out the door. Okay, you're not trying to help yourselves. I mean, maybe these series regulars will band up, try to maybe they're sitting there saying, hey, we need to play defense. We can't allow another one of these one-up guys to steal one of our spots. So maybe they're sitting there thinking that. Or maybe they're saying, you know what, forget that. It's either checkers or wreckers right now. As Scott Upton will continue to lead. Here comes Steve Morgan in the 13. Now keep in mind there's also still the All-Star fan vote that could get these guys in. That's a very real possibility. So don't rule that out for any of these front runners right now. You see that inside lane, they are really working together pretty well. You see they all move up. Here goes Charles Sanford down low. He wants second. As Scott Upton continues to lead here. Again, I remind you, there's only one spot left available. Here comes Nate Rattray. He's led a few laps earlier. Can he lead some more? But here comes Scott Upton's teammate, Joshua Scully. Oh man. Let me assure you, they may be teammates in this race, but I assure you they won't be racing like it. As here goes Nate Rattray with help from Dan Hummel. Nate Rattray will take the lead here. I was about to say, if it comes down to these two being the front 2, the 37 and the 47, I assure you, they will not be working like teammates whatsoever. Here comes the 25 to the inside, and he will take the race lead away. Dan Hummel, the rookie from Western New York Autosport, now leading the All-Star Showdown, where he started second. And Max Anderson's behind him, so is Tyler Rattray in the number 31. Another one of the one-off guys. You got Dustin Davis inside as well. Here comes Dustin Davis. He's driving a Nemco Ford. Keep in mind, Nemco Motorsports has not fielded a Cup car in many, many years. But of course, Dustin Davis having some help with that Front Row Motorsports group, with the Fleetwing and Fire Alarm Services Ford. Dylan Young's also back there. In the 2, the Ford starting to get a little bit bunched up. But keep in mind, right now, it's not about manufacturer alliances. It's about finishing first. Because they know, especially the one-off guys, because they know they don't have the fan vote in their favor. Because they obviously are not eligible for the fan vote. Okay, these guys know they're not eligible for the fan vote. So they're going to race as hard as they can to get the lead, to get the win, whatever it takes. Because again, this is the last segment. As we are past the halfway mark, we got 5 to go. Here comes Dylan Young. He's got some help on that inside. But of course, he is behind Dustin Davis. And keep in mind, Dustin Davis has not been at the front yet, to our knowledge. So for the 87 to be running up front right now, this is big for them. As we've got 4 to go. Can he get some help to the inside to make a run at the 25? See there, the top 2 have broken away. And this may be kind of like Dylan Young at Pigs Creek. He's going to need some help from that inside lane if he wants to make a move on Dan Hummel. Otherwise, he's just going to be a guy sitting in the shadows and waiting. And you see the 34 breaks free. So does the 62. Maybe the 14. So if these guys could just line up bumper to bumper behind the 87, they could make a run at the 25. 3 to go. Can Dan Hummel hang on? He's going to have some help from the 62 this time. He might be able to do it. No, the 62 is going to go inside of the 87. Kyle Brown to second. And now behind the 25 is a whole mess of one race contract guys. 2 to go. Here comes Arthur Xavier making one last charge. Dave James, he wants to make a charge. 3 wide for second. And the 62 backs out. And Dave James, the defending Carvana Wildcard champion, he is now in second for Tommy Baldwin Racing. Here comes Christian Vargas. He wants to make one last charge. We come to the white flag this time. 1 lap of racing to go in the All-Star Showdown. Christian Vargas, will he have enough? Dan Hummel is going to go down and block. He's going to mirror every move that 40 makes. Hillary Sanchez is also back there. She's going to try to mount a run. And Vargas, if he's got anything, he's going to have to use it now. He just can't get there. Hillary Sanchez just got to the bumper. And they just can't make it happen. Out of turn 4. Dan Hummel, he is going to win the All-Star Showdown at Riki and advance to the All-Star Race. Congratulations to the 25. And finally, a win for Western New York Autosport. Not in a points-paying event, but still the sentiment of the fact that they got a victory, I'm sure makes them pretty happy, as they will now advance to the All-Star Race, joining Dylan Ibrahimian and joining the 78 of Casey Horton, the only one-off guy to advance to the All-Star Race. Anyway, we want to thank you for watching. Let's actually show you your results on here. Not that it really matters. The only thing that matters, of course, I'm sure you guys want to see where you finished, but obviously if you're not advancing the All-Star, not a huge thing. Dan Hummel, he is the winner. Christian Vargas, his efforts come up just short in that Nice Motorsport Chevrolet. Either way, a great showing for them. Hillary Sanchez finishes third. Richard Kinghart, his welcome back to the Jello Cup. Unfortunately, that effort falls short. He finishes fourth. Usman Hamid finishes fifth. Winnie Calhoun in sixth. Tyler Fade in seventh. Anthony Logan eighth. Ricky Johnson in ninth. Austin Shaw is in 10th, excuse me. As now we look on down the rest of the order. That's 7, Dave James. He was at the back for the first 2 segments. He comes to life in segment 3. Maybe he thought things would be chaotic at the front, but the Carvana champion comes home 13th. You see a whole bunch of regulars at the bottom of that list. That's a tough break for them. They will have to wait for their shot at Canadian Tire next race. We want to thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for the GCN All-Star Race presented by the Jello Cup Series. Till then, goodbye, everyone.